Hello knitters and hookers, welcome back to Ben's Balls of Yarn. I think it's time to make a topper for this Christmas tree. I crocheted this little fella. I think it will be perfect for a base for a topper for this tree. Let me show you what I've come up with so far. Okay, so here I've got my notes. I just jotted them down as I was making this guy. Don't look at my terrible handwriting. Whatever I come up with today, I'll be writing out neatly and will be uploaded to my Ravelry. But what I wanted to show you was these terrible drawings I did. So here you can see some different elf options that I came up with. I was playing with red and white and green, but ultimately decided on gold and green. I feel like red and green, I wasn't really feeling it even though they're Christmas colours. And the red and gold kind of just looked like Santa Claus rather than an elf. Did I say I was going for an elf? We're doing an elf. I ran along to the charity shop today to go and see if they had anything green, like a green jumper that I could unravel, green yarn. They didn't really have a big ball of yarn, and it's not Ben's Balls of Yarn without balls of yarn. But I did manage to get 3 different shades here, so we're going to make him striped. This one might be enough on its own, but it's not super Christmassy, but I feel like with all 3 of these, we can get a Christmas vibe. I've got my gold. It's the same gold I used for the baubles. And for the face and arms, I'm going to use this very slightly off-white colour. This is an Aran yarn, but this is a DK, and the greens are kind of, who even knows? They're all different thicknesses. So I'm going to go for a 4mm hook, and hopefully it will be dense enough so that the stuffing doesn't show through. So the 4mm hook is the green one from my set of coloured crochet hooks. I will leave a link to these in the description below. Right, let's get started. Hello, it's VoiceOver Ben here. I just wanted to interject while on-screen Ben was setting up for the next shot. I did film me crocheting the body part and the 2 arms, but I did it all in slow motion and I don't know how to fix it. Okay, back to on-screen Ben now. I'm actually really happy with this striped effect. Now it's time to add in the arms. I've crocheted the requisite number of stitches as stated in the pattern before adding an arm. I'm going to line up my arm here, making sure the thumb is pointing the right direction. So in this case towards the left. I'm going to go into 1 stitch in the arm and 1 stitch in the body and single crochet stitch. And we want to do 4, so that's 1, 2, and here you want to be very, very careful that you don't go into the same stitch twice. So I've already gone into that stitch, so I definitely want to go into the next one along. And now 3. So again, I'm going to lift up the work because I want to go into that stitch when I don't lift up, but I can see that I've already gone into that stitch. So let's go into the next one. And that's 3. And then 1 more. So the next stitch along here is easy to see. Lift it up. I've already gone into that one. So let's go into the next one, which is this one. And pull through both the body and the arm, and now I've attached my arm. Okay, I've done a little colour work around the neck here to give it a little bit of a gold fringe collar. Final row I just did through the back loop so I can slip stitch through the front loops and continue with the head. Let's do it. It's time to place the eyes of my elf. I just wanted to show you before I did that because I'm using Aran weight yarn, the head is this big. But if you use DK yarn throughout, which I recommend if you can get it, the head will be this big, which is rather a lot smaller. But anyway, I've only got 6mm safety eyes, so we're going to use 6mm safety eyes. 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay. One tip for getting the eyes equidistant from the center is flatten your project, and then you can use your crochet hook just to mark down the center. You should be about the same distance apart. Another tiny little bag. Okay, that's looking pretty cute. I'm just going to finish off the hat, stuff him, and then I'll see you back here for the final reveal. As you can see, I've backtracked a little bit. There were two problems. Number one, I didn't like the length of the hat, it seemed a bit too short. Number two, when I tested him on the tree, he kind of just flopped forwards. So I'm going to make a couple of adaptations. One being that he is now hollow all the way through. So I've just cut open the closing that I did before. Obviously in the pattern I will write it so that you won't have to do any surgery on your little Christmas topper. And number two, I'm going to make a little tube to go up here so we can still stuff the head, but then the Christmas tree will be able to poke through, hopefully right up into his head, and that will make him a lot more stable. Number three, I'm going to recrochet the hat with fewer decreases so we get a nice long hat. And potentially number four, I'm going to make a little insert here with another tube so that we can stuff the body. What we're going to do to crochet this little tube insert is we're going to pull the head down. Where we did the 12 slip stitches and then crocheted through the front loops only, we now have 12 back loops exposed. So we're going to do a standing stitch in one of these and then crochet 12 around, and then we're going to continue crocheting 12 around until we get to a length that I think is appropriate. Let's do it. So there we have it. So now we've done a little tube and we can fit the head back up. And now I just need to crochet the hat as I was going to before, but do fewer decreases, and then I'll see you for the final reveal. Before I show you the little fella, I just want to say that I'm super enraptured by this design. It's the first time I've crocheted a little figure without following a pattern. And without further ado, here he is. Okay, so here is the little guy himself. Since I last saw you, I finished the hat. I've given a little bauble on the hat, done a little brim, given him some lovely pointy ears. And if we take him off, ooh, he's quite on there. I actually did plug up the bottom just to give him a bit of stuffing. I actually did this after the fact, and I actually miscounted my stitches while it's a bit scruffy here, but the pattern will be all correct and it'll all be done in one go. Ooh, I feel like to get him and me in frame, I'm gonna have to kneel on my chair. Okay, that's it for this video. In the next video, we're going to be doing something slightly different, I think. So if you want to find out what that is, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you then. Bye.